there eventually. Just have a look at TRVL again. We had a really nice push up yesterday. On Bybit, we're back above the value, the point of control. Actually, what I've noticed on Bybit, let me just show you. Look, this was the point of control yesterday, and with this injection of volume since yesterday, if I expand the fixed range, you see the point of control has actually dropped. So that's quite bullish. What I'm just seeing right now is quite bullish on Bybit. The point of control coming down a little bit. It's quite bullish. Let me see on the other charts. Actually, I want to change my profile back to 170. That's better. I prefer that. And actually, let me just save that back at bread mode. Right. When I have a look at KuCoin, let me do exactly. I do the same thing on all the exchanges because I want to see if there's an alignment between the information that the exchanges are giving me. So KuCoin, we're actually into, see, there's a bit of a divergence still. KuCoin, we're into the point of control. We're making a lower high on KuCoin. We're making lower highs. So that's not bullish to make lower highs. And the problem with the price action is we're not going to see a squeeze, unfortunately. We're not going to see a squeeze. But I mean, if it does break out, then you could potentially go up to that SR flip if you're forming some kind of something, I don't know. We're still ranging in this consolidation range, in this volume range. All the exchanges are basically creating their own volume profiles for TRVL. So certain exchanges, the point of control is lower. KuCoin, the point of control is higher. The volume is reacting off these volume levels. The price is reacting off these volume levels. Let me see MEX. MEX, the point of control is much lower. Of all of the MEX is the most bullish one at the moment because the point of control is lower. So it looks like the MEX traders are the most savvy ones right now, and the KuCoin ones are the most FOMO ones right now. So if you're on KuCoin, you're FOMOing a bit too much. That being said, keep the volume coming. I'm okay with that. Yeah. So looking at the TRVL price action on KuCoin, which is what I wanted to do. On the weekly time frame, so the weekly time frame is about to come to conclusion tomorrow. So it's good to have a look at these weekly time frames. And we've got this higher time frame trend line on KuCoin. We had an increase of volume about 4 weeks ago, and we had continued trading through this level until we broke the level 2 weeks ago. Last week we had a dragonfly doji, which for all intents purposes was bearish. However, I did mention in my last week's stream, despite it being some sort of bearish candle, because it's a dragonfly doji in the highs of this overall range. Yeah. I did say in my stream that it has held back test of this break line, and at the moment this current week is looking very nice because this is a second confirmation of holding, back test holding this break line. That is very bullish. That's very bullish price action to follow a bearish candle with a bullish candle holding the price. I think if the bears were in control, then the last week's red doji, this dragonfly doji in the highs, was their opportunity to continue the bearish sentiment, and that's what you're expecting. At the very least, you're expecting a red candle closing underneath this weekly weekly kind of level here, like a level. There's a level there, maybe a close there, and a real bearish candle would have been a close back underneath this previous week low. Then this weekly candle, this current weekly candle, will be a nice red kind of drop expanding candle downwards. Yeah, that would be the beginnings of a bearish reversal, and the prelude to that behavior would be last week's dragonfly doji in the highs of this range and of this local range. So we're not seeing that. This has not happened. Yeah, despite some potential bearish candles in the highs, like this one as well. This was like a dragonfly doji as well in the highs. You didn't get that continuation, and the price is holding the highs. The price is holding the highs of this range. I would say that we're in a really nice bullish reaccumulation pattern right now. It's very clear that what we're forming right now is very similar to the price action here. We're forming a very similar price action here to here. Yeah. The only difference I would say is that we're making lower highs here, and then whereas here we were easily piercing some kind of flat top. So that tells me that when you're making lower highs like this, what's actually happening is that people are setting limit sells lower than the previous highs, and there's enough limit orders below the previous highs to prevent the price from going further higher. So what I'm seeing is that there's quite a lot of liquidity. So there's quite a lot of sell orders right now, which are absorbing the market buys. That's what I'm seeing right now. So you are getting market buys. So this candle here was a market buy, and you see how the price stopped there. It's below this high. That means there was enough limit orders in front of the price to prevent the price from going higher, and therefore you end up with a lower high. Lower highs. We're getting lower highs. Yeah, and we're getting exactly the same behavior. That means people are taking profit, but they're not looking to take profit above the previous highs. They're looking to take profit below the previous highs. So this is quite interesting. This is just what's happening now, and the price is then dropping because people are selling into it, and then we're getting another more market buys, and then more that's what's happening right now. All right. I do think that the daily candle, I do think that this is bullish accumulation. And I do like these weekly candles forming here. Because if, I mean, still we have to close tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But at the moment, it's looking quite bullish. Yeah. Now, do we want this current weekly candle to be green or red? That's a question. Because we still have one more day to go. And we don't know how today's going to close. This is something to kind of think about. I think both types of candles will be bullish, actually. I think a red would be bullish, a green would be bullish. I think a green is going to be more bullish, just simply because you're creating liquidity levels, like weekly levels. Yeah, as you create these red and green candles, you create weekly levels. And the price can easily just hold the weekly level and go up. Red would, if we had a red candle and close like here, it would just signify that the bears aren't really strong, but you're then creating a weekly level above you, you know, so you still have to go up, flip that to go up. So there are some connotations with the type of candle that we're creating now, and I think on the most part probably a green one would be better, but I don't think a red one would be bad either, unless it closed underneath this wick here, underneath this trend line. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen right now, but let's see. I think if we do close red, then we probably still have a little bit more consolidation. If it closes green like that, then, you know, we have to see if there's bullish continuation. And ideally what you're looking for is a flip of this higher time frame SR flip higher up. Really what we want to do now is get into this higher part of this range. That is what I'm hoping on a higher time frame for the next level, you know. We're going to need to get up there. We're going to just need another big market buy basically to clear that liquidity, because right now there's a bit of liquidity which is causing these lower highs, and there's not enough market buy liquidity to clear that liquidity. And I think what you need is a market buy to clear that liquidity, and then when you get that, the price can now then just form a new range slightly high up, and that would be ideal, because then you're actually now potentially you're flipping a higher time frame resistance level into support, which would be bullish continuation. The great thing about the price action that I'm seeing is I haven't seen an impulse at all. You know, I think that's a good sign for us, because I am still expecting an impulsive move, probably to about 20 cents. Probably that's kind of what I'm expecting. I don't know when it's going to happen. Bullish right now, because we are in a range which is above a previous range. We're consolidating and we're above some significant levels. It's easy to be bullish, and it's very difficult to be bearish. There's no reason to be bearish right now at all. Yeah, I can't see bearishness right now. I think the opportunity to be bearish is already passing, is always past, or it's passing, because of these kind of potentially bearish candles in the highs of this kind of local range. You know, if we were bearish, we should have been bearish before this time. So I'm just seeing accumulation, just constant accumulation, and I think that's quite healthy. I don't know if it's bad. It would be nice though to start to, it would be nice to get up here, you know, to just start putting in volume in this higher level. That would be nice. I think if we get there, I think a lot of people are going to get really bullish. But just looking at the way the price is forming, I have no idea when to expect some kind of impulsive behavior. Because fundamentally for impulsive behavior, you need a lot of volume, and it's going to have to be market buying. And I just, at the moment, I don't see that happening, because I don't think anyone has any FOMO yet. And you're kind of going to get that when you start experiencing FOMO. Most people right now are just putting limit orders, and they're very patient, and they're just taking their profits, and they're accumulating slowly. So I don't necessarily feel that, like, when people look at the price action, that they're experiencing FOMO. And so we actually have to see how that plays out. And potentially it will get bullish if we go, like, maybe what we need to experience is either to go down, to go up, or consolidate for a much longer period, you know, like a really long horizontal period. I don't know. That doesn't even look right to me either. So I don't know. And then the other thing that's probably also in the works, which I mapped out earlier, was this. So we could potentially also be forming some sort of higher time frame head and shoulders, starting to form the right shoulder now, but there's no way that this we're going to go up until we flip that major SR flip line that's in the way right now. So we are still consolidating under resistance. Yeah. We're also holding above this weekly 50 moving average, which is quite nice. And looking at the other moving averages, let me just quickly have a look. The 50 daily is coming up. This is quite nice. This is very nice. Anything else interesting? We're consolidating under the 3-day 200 with the 50 turning again. So I don't know what the price is going to look like, but probably by end of April or May, if this was to continue, you could be looking at a 3-day golden cross. I think the price is turning, you know, that's what I'm seeing on every time frame. The price is turning on the higher time frame. It looks like this downtrend is over, and we're just not seeing the impulsive buying. So all of this selling was, you know, all of this was impulsive selling. Market selling. So fundamentally what you're experiencing here are people selling and just getting out and filling their positions at whatever price. They didn't care about the price, they just wanted to exit. Yeah. So we're not getting the reverse of that behavior, where in the past you just wanted to people were just trying to exit. You're not getting the reverse behavior yet, where people are trying to enter at whatever cost, whatever the cost. That's a psychological behavior where people feel that they have to get as much of this token as possible. They don't care about the price, because in their mind they've calculated that it's a good price. It doesn't matter about the price, they just need to accumulate the token, as much token as they can. So we're not in that kind of psychological experience right now. I don't know if this looks right, to be honest with you. Does it look right? Doesn't really look right to me. So I think it's hard because you almost want it to go down before it goes up. It'd look better. How do you make this look right? And you're not going to go up there and consolidate to go up. Would that look right? Look at the BTC charts looking quite good. Almost about to golden cross now. It's like the best place to buy, really. Think about it. Look where we are. The 200 and the 50. The price is finally coming back above the 200 and the 50. Like, we're going to have a golden cross on Bitcoin, TRVL Bitcoin. We're still consolidating in this higher range here. Basically, I'm seeing that the trend has changing on this. Like, we're no longer in a downtrend anymore. Yeah. So we have to see how. We have to see if the price now goes sideways and we just go into some kind of sideways range, or whether we can actually start to push up. And ideally, I think I want to see us to get back above this monthly level here that I've marked off, which to me looks like it could also be some kind of SR flip. We have some higher volume here, so I would expect that the price to range here before it tries to go up. I would expect that to happen. See, the other thing you can, like, the other thing you have to realize is that because we've taken liquidity, if the price does go up, it could just go up. You know, that's the other thing. Like, it all depends on when you take liquidity like that, you're clearing a lot of trapped liquidity. Excuse me. So as long as you're holding the higher ranges, which we are, then if it does move, it could move quite well. It could move quite fast. In these kind of low liquid tokens, if you do suddenly get some kind of injection of increase of volume, the price really can move very fast. And I think for most people, and this is what I keep on saying, is that if we do finally in the future get above these highs, I don't think people are going to be selling. They'll be just waiting for higher, especially if we can get there sooner rather than later. But again, on the higher time frame, I am seeing some sort of, you know, some sort of that, some sort of head and shoulders pattern, higher time frame. That would be really bullish, actually, if we were to experience that on the BTC chart. But to get there, we would have to make another push up into the highs, and then we would have to come back to the value area high to form support to go back up, you know. And that would be your, potentially that would be your first impulse, you know. You're looking like that, potentially, something like that. Yeah, something like that could make sense. Timing wise, I have no idea, to be honest with you. Probably ending don't 50%. Not sure how this would play out actually, but this is kind of what I have in mind at the moment. It's a 1-to-1 there. I think something like that could be good. Potentially. Have to see how this plays out, but if we do get some kind of inverse head and shoulders on the higher time frame, then it could be quite explosive. And basically what you're looking at is you're probably looking at something like this. Let's go up there, down, up there, break out and go up and get volatile. Something like that. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm at the moment. I'm seeing that this could play out like that, and we'd have to see how that reflects in the USD price. We have to see also what Bitcoin is doing in terms of patterns and stuff. It's not very easy because I can't see how we get up without impulse or like this is the thing I've been talking. How do you take the price up? You have to market buy up, and I don't think anyone at the moment is market buying. I think a lot of people are either market buying the dips on red candles at the beginning of the day, or they're just putting limit orders and just accumulating the market sells. You know, I think the market sells are slowly diminishing at these prices. Look, we're already at just under 4 cents now. We're forming a fair price at these levels. There is a little bit of a triangle forming here, you know, so we're kind of coming to the crux. I don't know if that means down and up or up and down. I mean, I don't know, I can't predict that, but I'm obviously hoping that we go down just simply because I want to buy more at lower prices. I would love to do that. I would love to get this at 25% cheaper. 25% cheaper, that would be amazing if that happens. When it comes to the ADA fractal, I'm slowly thinking that we might be changing our destiny, because on ADA back 4 years ago we would have expected a red weekly drop by now, and we haven't had that. So maybe we are changing our destiny. We still have another week or two to go. I'm still going to track it, but I think maybe that's got something to do with Bitcoin as well. Let's see if we can actually by tomorrow the other thing is we're above this weekly 50 moving average. Let me see, let me track that and see how far back it goes to see which is the next 50 candle that we're losing. See, we're losing this one here, this big one. Oh, we've lost this big one. See that? So we're losing this one here. That's the one. We're losing these tomorrow we're losing this close here. So we're replacing a higher number with a lower number. So the average of the weekly average is going to go down. It's going to continue going down. We still have this 50 moving average will probably still go down. So we may go back down to test it again. It may actually for a while be following this trend line before it turns. Because and it depends, because what we really need to do is start getting higher prices so that we can start pulling these moving averages up. Good morning, Marve. Marve 2.2 is saying that I have a feeling there will